More Kyle Shanahan stuff. He was asked point blank about Trent Williams. And someone said, are you concerned about not having Trent Williams week 1? And he was like, no. It was that like, do you expect to have him? You expect to work that out before week 1? He said, yes. Simple as that. It's interesting how football coaches tell you nothing and a lot at the same time. Like, he doesn't want to explain why he feels that way. But the fact that he's so confident about Trent Williams and won't say those same things about Brandon Ayuk is very telling. So why is he so confident they're going to work things out with Trent Williams? Well, because I think they can give Trent a big raise this year. They have $31 million in cap space, I believe, roughly. And the problems arise in a year or two once Brock Purdy starts making big money. So that really shouldn't affect Trent Williams unless he wants, guaranteed money for the next 3-4 years. They'll probably offer him a big raise for this year, and they seem like to feel he's going to take it. They also probably feel like, you know what? There's no rush. We could give him this extension now, and he can get hurt in camp. We don't want that. So why don't we give him the raise a week before freaking the season starts? He doesn't want to be here anyway. The timing will be right then. We'll bring him back. Which brings me back to Brandon Ayuk. That situation is a lot more complicated because they have to fit in a 3, 4, 5 year contract extension into a salary cap structure. They don't seem to have space for that. So if you're keeping score at home, it still seems like there's a better chance that Trent Williams is going to be on the field week 1 than Brandon Ayuk. I find that interesting. They know what it takes it seems like they know what it takes to bring Trent Williams back. They just haven't quite offered it yet. They will. They're so funny, man. Like, they just telegraph their passes so much. Yeah, we haven't really made the offer that we're going to make, but we're going to make it. I think that's kind of interesting. Some guy. Let's take some super chats. L. Cortez says, any updates on Trent? He is more important overall and nobody is saying anything. Kyle talked about it today and really, really seemed like he was extremely confident they're bringing Trent back this year. I believe it. He never talks that way about Brandon Ayuk. And again, it's like, it seems like this all comes down to his decision. If he wanted to make Brandon Ayuk a foundational piece of this team moving forward, he'd do it. He just hasn't decided he wants to do that. He even said today, like, yeah, we'd love to have him this year. We'd love to have Brandon Ayuk this year. But we may not be able to have him long-term, and we may not have to have him long-term. With Trent, they're like, yeah, he's going to be here this year, and that's all that really matters. It's the big difference. Good question. NorCal Benny G says, why isn't Lenore getting an offer before he balls out this season and prices himself off the roster? Sounds like big season coming from him.